Not the results the team wanted today, obviously, but not for lack of effort. Just take me through how you saw tonight's game play out.
Yeah, I think what you touched on there is definitely something we saw. The work was there. They played the whole game, didn't quit. I think that was definitely evident in the third period. But ultimately 5-on-5, there was some stuff to like. I thought you started well. Obviously got some pucks at the net early. Thought that kind of started to fade as the game went on. Maybe a little too complicated in terms of what we were doing with the puck 5-on-5 offensively. Passed up a few shots and. I do think the story of the game is ultimately the special teams. You lose that battle cleanly. They get two shorthanded goals. It's hard to win with that recipe.
What can you say about David Gustafsson getting into the lineup? His first American League game in a little bit, but he seemed to fit right in nicely and had a good attitude about it today. Just take me through what you saw in David's game that led to those two goals.
Yeah, he plays an honest game. I think the things he does well translate. You see it obviously at another level here. He's a good face-off guy. He's a good penalty kill guy, and ultimately just plays the game the right way. And it's a great example for some of the young guys in the room. And like you said, he stepped in and really was just exactly who he was, with a great attitude, worked hard, did things the right way.
Chase Yoder also picks up his first point on that sort of Gustafsson bank shot. How nice can it be for a guy getting into his first pro game to sort of get that first point, much like we saw Braden Yager the other night too?
Yeah, super happy for Chase. It was an incredible play off the wall, and for someone that's used to playing in the middle of the ice, I thought he did an excellent job adjusting to playing on the wing, and ultimately, his first test at this level, he showed very well.
Of course, you get Brad Lambert back as well for who knows how long, but what's the excitement of having a player like that at this level? Obviously wants to improve on the year he had last year, but what does he bring to this lineup, and how excited are you to continue to mold him into this roster?
Well, obviously, if we have him at all, anytime we do, we're extremely excited to have him. He's a dynamic threat. He's got speed. He makes plays with the puck, and I think that was what he was trying to show. It was what he did show, and we look for that from him.
As a former player, you can also speak to this, but going on the road here for about a month, how important is that going to be for this team just to sort of get to know each other a little better, whether it be meals, other bonding, just sort of things like that? How important is this month going to be just to get this team even closer?
Extremely important. As a staff, I feel like, evaluating it, we do feel like the chemistry is still coming. It's not quite there on the ice, and that's to be expected. But like you touched on, the opportunity to spend that time together on the road for the players, for sure. Honestly, for the staff as well, it's critical. And some people don't like being on the road early, but I think our whole group is excited for that exact reason.
A lot of pushback at the end of the game there. What did you see that you like that can carry over into the next game, especially on a road trip against Grand Rapids?
Well, I think it was partly mindset. We knew we had our backs against the wall there, and we really did start to press in terms of how we were placing pucks in behind, moving our feet to get in on the forecheck, and I do feel like the game started to tilt a little bit when we did that. So ultimately, evaluating that, reviewing that, and showing the group that will be important, because if we play like that, I think we'll have more success.